Athens is the capital and largest city of Greece, situated in the Attica region near the Aegean Sea. Renowned as the cradle of Western civilization, it was the heart of ancient Greek culture and philosophy and remains a major European center of history, politics, and art. Key facts. Country: Greece. Founded 5th millennium BCE. Continuous habitation. Population: about 3.1 million, metro approximately 5 million, area: 165 square miles, 427 square kilometers. Notable landmark: Acropolis and Parthenon. Historical significance. Athens flourished during the classical period, 5th–4th centuries BCE, pioneering democracy and nurturing philosophers such as Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. Its monuments, including the Acropolis, the Parthenon, and the ancient Agora of Athens, symbolize the intellectual and artistic achievements of ancient Greece. After centuries under Roman, Byzantine, and Ottoman rule, Athens became the capital of modern Greece in 1834. Geography and climate. The city lies in a basin surrounded by Mounts Parnitha, Pentelicus, Hymettus, and Aegileo. Its port, Piraeus, connects the mainland with the Aegean Islands. Athens has a Mediterranean climate, hot, dry summers and mild, wet winters, allowing outdoor life year-round. Modern city and culture. Contemporary Athens blends neoclassical architecture with modern urban life. Revitalization projects for the 2004 Olympic Games expanded its metro system, airport, and public spaces. Neighborhoods such as Plaka, Monastiraki, and Koukaki preserve traditional character, while Kolonaki and Gazi showcase upscale and creative scenes. The Acropolis Museum and the National Archaeological Museum house world-class collections of ancient art. Economy and tourism. Athens is Greece's economic hub, hosting finance, shipping, and cultural industries. Tourism remains vital. Millions visit annually to explore its ancient monuments, lively markets, and Mediterranean cuisine. The city's mix of antiquity and modern vitality continues to make it a cornerstone of European heritage. The day begins inside a large home belonging to a wealthy citizen. In ancient Greek cities like Athens, powerful men often lived in homes built around open courtyards. These houses were designed not only for comfort, but also to display status. Marble floors, painted walls, decorated pottery, every object inside the house told visitors one thing: this man was powerful. And inside one of these rooms, a young companion slowly wakes up. He does not wake up as a free citizen, but he is not treated like an ordinary slave either. His life exists somewhere in between. He may wear fine clothing. He may eat high-quality food. He may even receive an education. Yet his freedom is limited, because his life belongs to someone more powerful than him. Ancient Greece refers to the civilization that flourished in the eastern Mediterranean from roughly 1200 BCE to 323 BCE, ending with the death of Alexander the Great. It laid the intellectual, artistic, and political foundations of Western civilization, shaping philosophy, democracy, art, literature, and science for millennia. Key facts. Core period, ca. 1200 BCE to 323 BCE. Major centers: Athens, Sparta, Corinth, Thebes. Notable conflicts: Peloponnesian War, Greco-Persian Wars. Political model: city-state, polis, system. Cultural legacy: philosophy, democracy, architecture, drama, and science. Geography and city-states. https://www.worldhistory.org/uploads/images/14624.png https://wikipediae/commons/e/c/classic_view_of_acropolis.jpg https://dynamic-media-cdn.tripadvisor.com/media/photo-0/29/13/b8/3d/caption.jpg?h=500 and s=1 and w=500. 5. Ancient Greece encompassed the Greek mainland, Aegean Islands, and coastal colonies from Asia Minor to southern Italy. Mountainous terrain fostered independent polis, city-states, such as Athens, a maritime democracy, Sparta, a militarized oligarchy, and Corinth and Thebes, regional powers. Despite rivalries, a shared language, religion, and festivals like the Olympic Games created cultural unity. Political and intellectual life. Athens developed the earliest known democracy under leaders such as Solon and Pericles. Philosophers including Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle established enduring frameworks for ethics, logic, and governance. Sparta's rigid discipline and military education offered a stark contrast, while other city-states pursued mixed constitutions. Art, architecture, and culture. Greek achievements in sculpture, drama, and architecture defined classical aesthetics. The Parthenon, built under Pericles, exemplifies the Doric order and mathematical proportion. Playwrights Sophocles, Euripides, and Aristophanes established theatrical forms still studied today. Greek art emphasized human realism, balance, and harmony. Expansion and legacy. Through colonization, 8th–6th centuries BCE, Greeks settled across the Mediterranean and Black Sea, spreading language and trade. After uniting under Macedonia, Alexander the Great conquered an empire reaching India, blending Greek and Eastern cultures into the Hellenistic world. Greek ideas in politics, philosophy, and science profoundly influenced ancient Rome and the broader development of Europe. Enduring influence. The principles of rational inquiry, civic participation, and artistic excellence from ancient Greece underpin much of modern Western thought. Its ruins, from the Acropolis to Delphi and Olympia, remain testaments to a civilization that transformed human understanding of community, beauty, and reason. Socrates, circa 470 to 399 BCE, was an ancient Greek philosopher regarded as one of the founders of Western philosophy. He is best known for his method of inquiry, the Socratic method, and for his influence on later thinkers such as Plato and Aristotle. Key facts. Born, circa 470 BCE, Athens, Greece. Died, 399 BCE, executed by hemlock, known for Socratic method, moral philosophy. Influenced, Plato, Aristotle, Stoics. Works, none surviving, known through students' accounts. Life and background. Socrates was an Athenian stonemason and veteran who devoted his life to philosophical discussion. He did not write down his teachings. Most knowledge of him comes from dialogues by Plato and writings by Xenophon. He focused on ethical questions and the examination of human character and virtue. Philosophical method. The Socratic method involved a dialectical form of questioning, challenging assumptions to reveal contradictions and move closer to truth. This approach laid the groundwork for Western logic and pedagogy, emphasizing critical reasoning and self-examination. Trial and death. In 399 BCE, Socrates was tried in Athens on charges of impiety and corrupting the youth. Refusing to renounce his beliefs, he accepted a death sentence by drinking a cup of poison hemlock. His composure and moral integrity at trial became a lasting symbol of intellectual courage. Legacy and influence. Socrates' philosophy shaped Western ethics and epistemology. His ideas were preserved and expanded through the dialogues of Plato and, indirectly, Aristotle. His insistence on rational inquiry and moral responsibility continues to inform education, philosophy, and civic discourse worldwide. As the sun slowly disappears behind the hills surrounding Athens, the atmosphere of the city begins to change. The busy markets grow quiet, shops close, and inside the homes of wealthy citizens, the evening gatherings begin. These gatherings were known as symposia. A symposium was not just a party. It was a place where politics, philosophy, entertainment, and social status all mixed together. Guests would arrive wearing elegant clothing. Servants would prepare wine mixed with water in large ceramic bowls. Music would fill the room. Sometimes there would be poetry recitations. Other times philosophical debates. At these gatherings, companions were often present. Their role could vary. Sometimes they served drinks. Sometimes they entertained guests with music or conversation. And sometimes they simply sat quietly, listening to powerful men discuss the future of the city. The symposium was a place where alliances were formed. where ideas were born, and where reputations could be made or destroyed. Living close to powerful men meant witnessing the hidden side of society. In ancient Greece, political life could be intense and unpredictable. Leaders debated laws, generals planned military campaigns, philosophers argued about justice and morality. In cities like Athens, democracy allowed citizens to vote and influence decisions. But not everyone had that privilege. Women could not vote, slaves had no rights, foreigners were excluded from many political activities, and companions existed somewhere outside the normal social order. They could observe power closely, but they rarely possessed it themselves. Imagine hearing discussions about war, alliances, and leadership, yet knowing that your voice would never truly shape those decisions. From the outside, the life of a companion might appear comfortable. Fine clothing, access to wealthy homes, education and culture. But beneath that surface, the reality could be very uncertain. Life in the ancient world depended heavily on status. A citizen had protection under the law, a slave did not, and companions often lived somewhere between those two worlds. Their security depended on the protection of a powerful patron. If that protection disappeared, their future could become unstable. History rarely records the personal stories of these individuals. Most ancient texts focused on kings, generals, and philosophers. The lives of ordinary people, and those living in unusual social roles, were often ignored. Which means much of their story is lost to time. Late at night, the streets of Athens become quiet. Most citizens have returned to their homes. The torches along the streets burn slowly. Inside the wealthy houses, the last guests leave. Servants clean the floors. Wine cups are collected. Musicians pack away their instruments. The companion returns to his room. The night becomes peaceful, but also reflective, because tomorrow, the same routine will begin again. Another day close to power. Another day living between privilege and limitation. When we think about ancient Greece, we often imagine famous names. Great philosophers, brilliant generals, legendary heroes, figures like Socrates and Plato whose ideas still influence the world today. But behind these famous figures were thousands of lives that history barely remembers. Servants, workers, entertainers, and companions whose stories were rarely written down. Their lives remind us that every great civilization is built not only by famous leaders, but also by countless unseen individuals. And sometimes, those forgotten lives tell the most fascinating stories of all. The world of ancient Greece was far more complex than we often imagine. A place of philosophy and democracy, but also hierarchy and hidden lives. And the story of the male companion is one small window into that forgotten world. If you enjoyed this journey into ancient history, be sure to explore more stories from the past. Because history is full of mysteries waiting to be discovered.